Attention all coin collectors. What if I told you that some 3-pence coins are worth not just hundreds, but thousands of pounds, maybe even tens of thousands? Face screaming in fear, stick with me till the end as we uncover the top 3 ultra-rare 3-pence coins that could make you a fortune. Let's dive in. Moneybag gemstone. The incredible 1937 3-pence, a rare coin with a big value. If you've ever wondered why some old coins are worth so much, then the 1937 3-pence is a perfect example of how rarity and historical significance can catapult a coin's value into the stratosphere. This little silver coin, minted during the reign of King George VI, has become one of the most coveted items for numismatists, collectors, and investors alike. But why is this 1937 3-pence so valuable? Let's take a look at the astonishing history behind this coin and why it can fetch prices ranging from hundreds to even thousands of pounds. History of the 1937 3-pence. The 1937 3-pence coin was minted during a very transitional period in British history. This was the year King George VI ascended to the throne after the abdication of his brother, King Edward VIII. As a result, a new coin design was required, and the 1937 3-pence was one of the first to bear the effigy of the new monarch. However, due to various economic and political changes during this time, only a very limited number of these coins were produced. To add to its rarity, the 1937 3-pence was part of the very last batch of threepences to be minted in .500 silver. This makes the 1937 coin significantly rarer than other threepences from different years, as subsequent coins were struck in cupronickel, a much less valuable material. Why is the 1937 3-pence so valuable? So, what makes the 1937 3-pence so valuable? Well, aside from its limited mintage, the 1937 3-pence is also desirable for its historical significance. Coins from this period, especially those bearing the early portrait of King George VI, are highly sought after by collectors of British royal memorabilia and rare coins. But it's not just history that fuels its price, its scarcity. For a coin that was only minted for a short period and that saw limited circulation, the demand for high-quality examples is astronomical. The value of these coins can vary widely depending on their condition, rarity, and even provenance. A coin that's in mint condition can easily fetch prices starting at £100 to £200, but if you have a particularly rare example or one that's been graded as extremely fine, you could see value soar into the thousands of pounds. In exceptional cases, with the right pedigree, this coin has been known to reach £10,000 or even more. And we're not just talking about average values here. The rarest specimens of this coin, especially those that have been preserved in perfect condition, could be worth as much as £50,000 or more at auction. That's right, 50 grand for a little silver coin that, just decades ago, was considered common currency. The excitement continues. So, why does this matter to you? Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone fascinated by rare antiques, the 1937 3-pence represents an incredible opportunity. If you've got one tucked away in your attic, you might just have a small fortune sitting in your hands. For collectors, it's a treasure hunt for that perfect specimen, the one that could be worth tens of thousands of pounds. The rare and valuable 1942 3-pence, a treasure from World War II. The 1942 3-pence coin is more than just a small piece of silver, it's a rare piece of British history that could be worth a small fortune today. Minted during the height of World War II, this coin has an exciting and tragic backstory that only adds to its allure and skyrocketing value. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a newcomer to numismatics, the 1942 3-pence is a coin you need to know about. History behind the 1942 3-pence coin. The 1942 3-pence is part of the series of coins minted during the Second World War, a period when metal shortages led to significant changes in how coins were produced. By 1942, Britain was facing severe difficulties in securing metals for coin production, and this led to the use of wartime economy materials like cupronickel. While other coins had already started using base metals, the 1942 3p is particularly unique because it was minted in nickel bronze, a composition that was supposed to be temporary but lasted for several years. Why the 1942 3p is so valuable? You may be wondering, why is this coin worth so much? Well, the value of the 1942 3p is determined by a few key factors: rarity, historical significance, and condition. Here's where things get exciting. Rarity: very few 1942 3p coins were made compared to other years. While the minting number wasn't as low as some other rare coins, the wartime conditions and the shift in the metal used make this coin scarce today. Not many were preserved in top condition, making even a slightly worn coin worth a considerable amount. Historical significance: coins minted during World War II have special appeal because they offer a tangible connection to the era. The 1942 3p is a reminder of Britain's resilience during the war, which is why collectors flock to this coin. It's more than just a piece of currency, it's a symbol of a generation's endurance. Condition: as with all rare coins, condition plays a massive role in determining value. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint condition can fetch far more than those that show signs of heavy wear. The best specimens of the 1942 3p, those in extremely fine or proof-like conditions, can see their prices soar. The eye-watering value of the 1942 3p. So, how much can this tiny coin actually be worth? The value can vary greatly depending on its condition and rarity, but here's the breakdown. Low to mid-range, a 1942 3p in average condition could be worth around £50 to £200. While this may not seem like much, remember that this is still a rare coin, and if you're lucky enough to own one, it could be a great asset. Mint condition: if your coin is in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, you're looking at values ranging from £500 to £2,000. The higher the grade, the more collectors will be willing to pay for that perfect specimen. Top-tier condition: the rarest of the rare, coins that are in pristine or proof-like condition, can fetch an eye-watering £10,000 or more at auction. Some coins, if they have historical provenance or special markings, can even surpass these numbers, reaching £20,000 or more. That's right, if you have a 1942 3p in top-tier condition, you could be sitting on an incredible fortune. The rarity and value of the 1943 3p, a British treasure. The 1943 3p coin is more than just a piece of currency, it's a rare and highly sought-after collectible that could be worth a small fortune today. Minted during the Second World War, this tiny coin is more than a mere relic from the past. It's an iconic symbol of Britain's wartime efforts and a true treasure for modern collectors. But why is the 1943 3p so incredibly valuable? Let's explore its fascinating history and the exciting reasons why it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of pounds. History behind the 1943 3p coin. The 1943 3p is part of the ongoing series of wartime coins produced during the Second World War. During this period, Britain faced extreme shortages of precious metals like silver, which led to significant changes in coinage. The 1943 3p was made from nickel bronze, a mixture of copper and nickel, rather than the traditional silver, due to these wartime material shortages. King George VI's portrait appeared on the obverse, with a simple yet elegant design. On the reverse, the coin featured the traditional threepence design, with a rose, thistle, and shamrock, symbolizing the three countries of the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, and Ireland. Why the 1943 3p is so valuable. Now that we know a bit about the history of the coin, let's talk about why the 1943 3p is worth so much. The value of this coin can be attributed to several factors. Rarity. The 1943 3p coin was produced in limited quantities, and most of them were used extensively during the war. Coins that saw heavy circulation tend to wear down quickly, so the few surviving examples in good condition are extremely rare. This makes the 1943 3p a highly sought-after item for collectors. Historical significance. Coins minted during World War II are of particular interest to collectors, as they symbolize a pivotal time in history. The 1943 3p, being produced in the midst of war, holds additional sentimental and historical value. For collectors who appreciate pieces of British wartime history, this coin is a must-have. Condition. As with any rare coin, the condition is a crucial factor in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved, with little wear or damage, command much higher prices than those that have been heavily circulated. An uncirculated coin will be worth significantly more than a coin that's seen heavy use during its time in circulation. The mind-blowing value of the 1943 3p. Now, let's talk numbers. How much could the 1943 3p be worth in today's market? Depending on its condition, this coin can fetch anywhere from hundreds to thousands of pounds. Here's the breakdown. Good condition. A 1943 3p coin in average or good condition can still be worth a significant amount. Prices typically range from £50 to £150, depending on how worn the coin is and whether it has any particular characteristics that might increase its value. Fine to excellent condition. If your 1943 3p is in fine or excellent condition, it could be worth anywhere from £300 to £800. Coins that are only lightly worn and still show clear detail can fetch a premium price in the collector's market. Mint and uncirculated condition. If you happen to own a 1943 3p coin that is in mint or uncirculated condition, you're in for a huge payoff. The value of a coin in pristine, like new condition can range from £2,000 to £5,000, or even higher. At auction, a well-preserved 1943 3p could easily reach £10,000 or more, especially if it is one of the rarest examples. Extremely rare or proof examples. The absolute rarest and most pristine examples of the 1943 3p coin, particularly those with unusual markings or special provenance, have been known to fetch astounding prices. In some rare cases, these coins have been known to sell for £20,000 or even higher. Imagine finding a coin like that in your collection. It could change your financial future overnight.